Hi children, welcome back to our channel, Amaze Tutors. So we are going to do some more practice on exponents. In the past two videos, I explained about the properties of exponents, or it is also called laws of indices. So based on those properties, we are going to do some more practice in this video. Along with that, I'm going to explain the fractional exponent property today. Okay, let's start practicing. Let me give you the definition one more time. Exponent or index. Exponents show how many times a number is multiplied times itself. For example, a power m. A is the base, m is the power or index. Example, 5 cubed is read 5 raised to the third power or 5 cubed. Here 5 is the base, 3 is the power, as you know very well. So 5 cubed can be expanded this way, 5 times 5 times 5, which is equal to 125. We know very well, isn't it? Let's move on. Negative exponents. So when I gave you the list of exponents, I have given this as one of the properties, negative exponent. I'm going to explain this one more time with some more examples. Exponents can be written with a negative number. This means the term can be written with a positive exponent in a denominator. So look at this example. 4 power negative 3 can be written as 1 over 4 cubed, which in turn is equal to 1 over 4 times 4 times 4. And we also know that 4 cubed is 64. The final answer is 1 over 64. So last time I told you about the reciprocal in our last video. I hope you remember. Reciprocating. Whenever it is written like this, a by b, if you want to get rid of the negative exponent, if I have a power like this in both numerator and denominator, if I want to get rid of the negative, if I want to make them positive exponents, last time I told you that you simply change the denominator and numerator place. B goes to the top and A comes to the bottom. This is how you will be neglecting the negative exponent. This is also called reciprocate. You are flipping, in other words, upside down. So whenever you reciprocate, you will get rid of the negative exponent. Even if it is in the bottom, the negative exponent is in the bottom, what you have to do? You need to simply switch it around. 2 power positive 5, 1 power 1, which is same as 2 power 5. Whenever the negative exponent is in the denominator, take it to the numerator. That's all. That way, you can change the negative exponent to positive exponent. I hope you understood negative exponent property. So there is some practice questions for us to try. Find the value of a power negative 4. Let's use this space. So what did I tell you? I need to reciprocate it. Whenever it is not a fraction, if it is a whole number, you can actually have 1 in the denominator so that it will be a fractional form. Now switch it around. 1 goes to the numerator, 7 squared with positive exponent comes to the denominator. So this is how you will change the negative exponent to positive. Now it is easy. As it is find the value, you can simplify it again. If the instruction is to write in terms of exponent, you can leave as 1 by 7 squared. As it is find the value, you can go ahead. You know very well what is 7 squared. Write that here. That's all. So 1 over 49 is the final answer. You understand it, right? Let's proceed. Find the value of 5 power 4. This is easy. 5 power 4. That means you are multiplying 5 4 times. I am writing it. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Now, you can make use of the calculator if it is allowed in your school, or otherwise doing it manually is easy. 5 fives are 25. Very good. And again 5 fives are 25. You know very well 25 the whole square, or 25 times 25 is 625. This is the final answer. So children, we are doing lots of practice on exponents so that you will understand each and every property completely. Okay, this one also we already discussed. We will do some more practice on this. Powers of power, a term with an exponent that is itself raised to the power is simplified by multiplying the exponents. I hope you remember which I taught last time. Let me highlight it. Simply multiply the exponents, that's all. That is why m power a raised to the power b again, multiply and write it next to each other. M power ab will be the answer. The variable can be any, doesn't matter. You can use any alphabet for explaining the property, but the meaning, whatever we are doing, the procedure same. Now let's look at one example. 7 squared raised to the another power 3. 7 squared the whole power 3. According to the property, what should we do? 7 power 2 times 3, multiplying the exponents. 7 power 6. 2 3s are 6. This is the final answer. I hope you understand it. Actually, a few students will get confused with the property, the two properties, the product rule as well as the power. For example, if they have something like this, very similar to the given question, this is when you will be adding the exponents. So, most of the students will get confused with these two properties whenever it is a power of power and if it is a multiplication or product. So, let me clarify this so that you will understand it and will not make such mistakes in future. Here, multiplying exponents with the same base, it is multiplication. You can see two bases, they are same, and two exponents. It is multiplication symbol in the middle. In that case, you have to add the exponents. Whereas, if it is a single base, two powers. Can you see the difference between these two questions now? Single base, two powers, multiply in such cases. Power of power rule. That's it. I hope you understood the difference now. Let's move on to the next page. Fractional exponents. This is what I wanted to explain this time in this video. An exponent written as 1 over n, where n is a whole number, is called the fractional exponent. Obviously, you are all familiar with fractions, right? Where you will write in this form 1 over n, it's called fraction. If the exponent is a fraction, it is called fractional exponent. That's it. See, this is an example for fractional exponent, children. 8 power 1 over 3. So 1 over 3 is a fraction, that is why this is fractional exponent. Here 1 over 3 is the fractional power of base 8 and means it is the third root or cube root. Look at the sentences carefully. It's called third root or cube root. Now 8 power 1 by 3. Oh, so how I can simplify this? I can rewrite the base so that the power of the base should be 3, so that I'll cancel out the 3 and 3. Let me explain. 8 can be written as 2 cubed, right? 2 times 2 times 2 is giving you 8. So I'm rewriting the given question as 2 cubed the whole power 1 by 3. Now, what does the power of power rule say? We need to multiply the exponents, is it not? If I multiply the 3 and 1 by 3, which will become 3 by 3, simply 1. Can you see? Remembering, this is what happening, how it becomes 1. So 2 power 1, no need to even write that 1. If you simply write 2 as the final answer, that's enough. This is how we will be simplifying or solving fractional exponents by rewriting the base. So the hint is rewrite the base so that it will have the power same as the denominator of the fractional exponent. So 2 cubed, 2 has the power 3, same as the denominator of the fractional exponent, so that I can cancel them out. Here in other words, 3 getting cancelled. That is why I left with only 1. I hope you understand, children. Now let's do some practice based on fractional exponents. The given question, 16 raised to the power 1 by 4. So what did I tell you? Try to rewrite the base 16 as a power of 4. Now, what number the power is giving you 4? Think about it. Obviously, 2 power 4 is giving you 16. Is it not? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16. Now, the missing number or this number is 2. So what I did? I have rewritten the base with the power so that it matches with the denominator of the fractional exponent. Then only it will give us the simplified version of the answer. Now, apply the power of power rule. 4 times 1 by 4. You know very well. 4 times 1 by 4 is 4 by 4. Because the first 4 can be written like this. You know how to multiply a whole number and a fraction. Whole number, as I already mentioned, it can even be written as a fraction with the denominator 1. Now multiply the denominators and numerators separately. 1 4 of 4, 1 4s of 4. 4 by 4, 1. The final answer will be 2 power 1 or it is simply 2. I hope you're following, children. So 16 the whole power 1 by 4 is 2. Now same manner 27. Now 27, how will you write 27 as a power, some power of 3? Some number, power of 3 should give you 27, the whole power 1 by 3. What do you think will be the answer, guys? Obviously 3 cubed, because we know that 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So 3 comes here. Let me erase the line. Now, when you multiply or if you cancel out the 3's, it will be only 1. Isn't it? Or you can even apply the power of power as usual. 3 times 1 by 3 is simply 1. So 27 1 by 3 is 3 simply, because whenever it is written as a fractional exponent, it can even be changed to radical form. I'm going to teach you that how to convert an exponent, fractional exponent, to radical form in our next video as well. I'll quickly show you what can be done here. This is what the radical form of this. 27 raised to the power 1 by 3 is same as cube root of 27. So finding out the cube root of 27 is simply giving you this answer 3. So whatever there in the denominator, write it inside the radical symbol, not outside. And the 27 comes inside the radical symbol. That's what. This is how you will convert the fractional exponent to radical exponent. I mean radical form. Okay, the next property, as we have already discussed, 0 as an exponent. Exponent expressions with a power of 0 are equal to 1. Any number except 0 itself raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So x power 0 or a power 0, anything power 0 is 1. But as I already mentioned in the other video, 0 power 0 we cannot determine at all. So 0 power 0 is indeterminate, or you can even say undefined. We cannot define that at all. So this property is applicable for every other number other than 0. So 2 power 0 is 1, 5 power 0 is 1. As I have seen, shown in the other video, it can be any big number like 7 digit, 6 digit, doesn't matter. If whole power 0, it's nothing, simply 1. Same manner, a power negative 3, b power 2, the whole divided by c power negative 8 and d square, whatever may be the number of terms and raised to the power, any power, if whole power 0, no need to consider anything at all, you can simply write 1 as the answer blindly, because anything power 1, it can be anything or any number of terms except 0. Anything power 0 is 1. So 0 exponent property is very easy. I hope you understand. Addition rule of exponents. When the base number is the same and several terms are multiplied, the exponents are added, isn't it? That is why a square times a power 5 is a power 2 plus 5, which is a power 7. Now, another example, there are 3 terms, doesn't matter, several terms. If it is multiplied, exponents are added. So, y square times y power 7 times y power 9, same base y, so exponents are added. So, as I have already mentioned, these properties are applicable only when the bases are same. If the bases are different, you should not apply this property at all. It doesn't work. So here same base y, that is why I am using adding the exponents. Y power 2 plus 7 plus 9, y power 18. I hope you understood this property now. Powers with different bases. Look at this. If the bases are different but the exponent is the same, the bases can be written in parenthesis with a single exponent outside. I hope you understand this statement. Example, a power 5, b power 5. Here, exponents are same but the bases are different. That is why it can be written like this, ab the whole power 5. The distributive property, actually we have seen from this to this. Now I am showing you the vice versa. That's it. The other way around. Okay. Powers with mixed bases. If the bases are different in an expression involving only operations of multiplication, terms with the same base can be collected and simplified using the properties already reviewed. Let's look at this example. Mixed bases. A bar 7, b raised to 3, a raised to 11, b raised to 2. What can be done? Collect the like terms. So I'm collecting a terms together as it is a product. I'm adding the exponents. Collecting b terms as it is a product. I'm adding the exponents. That is how I got a power 18 and b power 5 by adding. So don't panic when there are many powers, many terms given. Simply collect the terms. Apply the properties already discussed. That's it. Let's do some questions based on this, children. You will understand it completely. Now, the given question is x power 5, y squared, x squared, y power 3. Now, as I already mentioned, collect the terms. X terms together. As it is multiplication, add them. Add the exponent. Y, collect the y's. 2 plus 3. That is y, x power 7, y power 5. That's all. This is the final answer, children. I hope you understand how to combine them, collect them when it is with mixed bases and mixed exponents. Let's move on. See, there are 3 variables this time. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. Combine the terms this manner, which will become x power 3 plus 2, y power 3 plus 3, because there is a 3 here, there is a 3 here for y, z 5 plus 2. Combine them, add them together, x 5, y raised to power 6, z raised to power 7. 5, 6, 7. It is in order. Okay, 3 plus 2, 5. 3 plus 3, 6. 5 plus 2, 7. This is how you will be doing such questions. I hope you are following, children. Okay. Yeah, one more. Z 5 plus 6, X 8 plus 7, Y 3 plus 2. Now add the exponents. 5 plus 6, 11. 8 plus 5, 8 plus 7, 15 by 5. Now this can be the final answer, but try to rewrite them in the alphabetical order always. That's better and safer. If the teacher is expecting the answer in the alphabetical order, if you write this step, it will be better. This is the final answer. Is it not easy now after doing few questions? Okay. This is easy. You can able to do. Now I'll show you with negatives. X and X. As it is a multiplication, I'm adding the exponent, but one with negative, another with positive. We already discussed about the integer properties in the other video. Whenever you deal with positive, actually there is only one y. I have to write only one y. No need to add anything else. Z with the 2. Now according to the integer rules, whenever you see two different signs, one negative and one positive, subtract the smaller one from the larger and keep the sign of the larger. I have explained this already. I hope you remember them. That is why when I subtract 3 from 5, 2, and the larger number sign is negative, that is why negative 2. And y power 4 is still there as it is, and 1 minus 2. So subtract it. The difference is 1 and the larger number is negative. That is why negative 1. Now I should not leave this as the final answer. I have to reciprocate the negatives along with the bases, not only the indices. So x and z terms goes to the bottom or to the denominator. And z power 1, I am simply writing it as z only. This is the final answer. I hope you understand how to do whenever there is some negatives in the power. So apply the integer rules. That's it. Okay, this one I'm going to explain next time, because whenever there is a radical, I'll show how to combine them. Okay, dear. So that's all for this video. I hope you understood the questions, whatever we discussed in this video. I hope the video was helpful to you. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, children, for watching. Please like, share, and comment. Share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, Amish Tutors. See you in our next video. Bye bye. Take care.